All right, next thing on the order of business. What else was Rollo right about? Here we go. Where is this one? Okay, we already talked about Tim Pool. Oh, wait a minute. Now we get to discuss your favorite and mine, Justin Baldoni. Yes. Okay, I want to, let's see if I can give you the, I think you guys already know who Justin Baldoni is. I've talked about Justin on several occasions. I don't think I've ever done on a dedicated show, but he's very much this sort of man bun barista, drum circle, kumbaya ally. He's not a man. He's an ally to women. Like literally, that's what he calls himself. To be an ally to women, like an ally, by the way, another term dragged from 70s feminism. Men shouldn't be men. They need to be allies to the feminist cause. That's where that ally word comes from. Well. Justin Baldoni, before I get into the scandal, Justin, I got to give you the preamble here. That the reason why that sounds familiar to you is because Justin Baldoni and his We Are Man Enough channel on YouTube. If you want to don't eat before you go and watch this because you will seriously hack up in disgust. But he's had this channel for a while. He's been very open and upfront about his porn addiction, and very much, men need to be kinder, gentler souls, and very much like the Scott Galloway style masculinity, the weesh, cry it out, sit in I don't know, what was it? What's the float pool where they had to float? The sensory deprivation tank. It's like the drum circle masculinity. This is the dude. Now, the reason why his name sounds familiar to you is because he was one of the state-approved masculinity channels and sites, whatever, that the NGO, Diverting Hate, literally mentions by name as to where my traffic, the traffic that you guys right now in the chat, everybody watching this, you had your eyes diverted from my channel over to Justin Baldoni's channel, okay? Because that's literally state-approved masculinity. Why do I say that? Because the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, to the tune of about $800,000, funneled money through the McCain Institute at ASU, at Arizona State University, which is where the Diverting Hate NGO is, so that they could write software and they could broker deals with YouTube and Twitter, Elon fucking Musk, to divert traffic from red pill creators such as myself, Aaron Clary, we were just talking about it, Rich Cooper, certainly Fresh and Fit, although they didn't really focus too much on Fresh and Fit and Pearl once they got demonetized. What is it, Stardust or not Stardust? Sandman, I believe. One of those guys, yeah. And MTR, mediocre tutorial reviews. All of us had our traffic diverted. Well, guess who Rollo Tomasi had his traffic diverted to? Justin Baldoni. Okay, so that's where it was going, and so how it started, how it's going right now. Where did you go? Justin Baldoni. Well. Justin Baldoni is the male feminist that Diverting Hate NGO was redirecting my YouTube traffic to since November of last year. Guess what? Blake Lively sues co-star Justin Baldoni for sexual harassment. Here we go. And away we go. Can I put this one on? Oh, there we go. Let me share this tab instead. Okay. Put me up. There you go. All right. This is from the Daily Mail. Blake Lively, another mid. And she is mid. Blake Lively sues It Ends With Us co-star Justin Baldoni for sexual harassment as shocking claims are revealed. Blake Lively is suing her former It Ends With Us co-star and director, Justin Baldoni, over allegations of sexual harassment. I wonder how much of his money that we funded him he used to actually become the director of this. The Gossip Girl star claims Baldoni fostered a toxic workplace environment, which included the director showing her nude videos and images of other women and discussing his previous alleged porn addiction. I hope that my legal action helps pull back the curtain on these sinister retaliatory tactics to harm people who speak up about misconduct and helps to provide or protect others who may be targeted, Lively said. Okay. Baldoni's team has refuted, let me close that out, has refuted the allegations and claims that the legal action is an attempt to patch up Lively's reputation, which suffered in the wake of the beleaguered movie's release. The duo starred opposite each other in the hotly, I don't know about you, I wasn't hotly anticipating this, adaptation of the popular Colleen Hoover novel by the same name earlier this year. However, its release was mired by a series of scandals after fans picked up on the tensions between Lively, 37, she looks like older than that, and Baldoni, 40. Now Lively has claimed that Baldoni made inappropriate inquiries about her weight, comments about her dead father, and sexual remarks about the cast and crew. The situation, by the way, they were talking about like how big their junk was. I read the other articles on this. Why would that be important to you, Justin? How big do you think his schlong is? The situation became so unworkable that she and husband Ryan Reynolds demanded crisis talks during filming to put a stop to the behavior, according to the lawsuit. Lively also requested no more adding of sex scenes, oral sex, on or on camera climaxing by Blake Lively outside of the scope of the script, which means that they were trying to add more to the scope of the script. But Justin Baldoni, the director of the actual film, outside the scope of the script, approved when signing onto the project per the filings. Oh boy, here you go. Look here. Yeah, man. Jesus Christ. This is the dude that the DHS spent your tax dollars to redirect my fucking traffic to this motherfucker right here. Yes, this is positive, state-approved masculinity, ladies and gentlemen. The Gossip Girl star claims Baldoni fostered a toxic workplace environment during the filming. The demands were allegedly accepted by the studio, but this movie's release was still hampered by a dispute between Lively and Baldoni about how it should be marketed, according to the lawsuit. Eagle-eyed fans soon spotted the frosty relationship between the movie stars, and reports began to emerge about the rift. Lively claims that Baldoni's team then engaged in a social manipulation campaign to tarnish her reputation. Well, why would such a powerful, emotionally sensitive, emotional intelligence guy have to do something, resort to such horrible tactics? It sounds kind of toxic. The lawsuit includes text messages from the director's publicist to the studio, which allegedly say Baldoni wants to feel like Lively can be buried, and we can't write, we will destroy her. Why would you do that? I thought it was all about peace and love and kumbaya. Yeah, allies. Baldoni's lawyer, Brian Friedman, hit back as the lawsuit is false, outrageous, intentionally salacious, and with an intent to publicly hurt. He insisted that the legal action is an attempt by Lively to fix her negative reputation after the rumors emerged of diva-like behavior on set. If anybody who wouldn't be diva. This includes threatening not to show up on set. Yeah, because she didn't want to fucking talk about the junk of the guys on the cast. Threatening to not promote the film, ultimately leading to its demise during release, according to Friedman. It Ends With Us became one of the most talked about movies of the year, really, following its release in August, but for the wrong reasons. The romantic drama follows Lily Bloom, played by Blake Lively, as she becomes embroiled in an abusive relationship with Justin Baldoni's Ryle Kincaid. Who the fuck comes up with these names? Ryle. So it's not like Ryan or Kyle. It's Ryle. Fuck that Kyle. Fuck that Ryan. Hey. One alleged point of contention was how the movie should be marketed, with Lively reportedly wanting to make the tale more upbeat in contrast to Baldoni, who felt it should be more focused on the abuse aspect. Of course he did, because that's what fits in with his bullshit narrative. Insiders revealed the concerning truth about the on-set tension, telling Daily Mail that Blake and Justin clashed over his dismissive attitude and her input while they were filming scenes that involved abuse. The insider claimed that Justin focused only on what he believed was the abusive male viewpoint. Does this guy sound like an ally? Yes. And had a very chauvinistic approach to the topic. But as rumors of the feud persisted, social media reaction began to turn against Blake, who had been criticized for her responses in her interviews promoting the movie. She was blasted as tone deaf, shallow, and after she hosted an interview with her It Ends With Us co-star and failed to discuss the serious message behind the movie. Another clash came over Baldoni asking how much Lively weighed prior to a scene in which he was supposed to lift her. Okay, maybe you had a point. The A-list actress reportedly said this made her feel fat shamed. Okay, this is where she gets hers. While those close to Baldoni insisted that he was just trying to protect his back following an injury. I don't want to throw my back out again. I mean, the guy would like blow away at a fucking sneeze and he'll blow away. Yeah. Yes. Look at those fucking jammies. Oh, yes. God. You cannot be fucking serious. Speculation about the drama on the set surfaced on Book Talk. The social media users noticing that Lively and Baldoni never posed on the red carpets together. Yeah. She is with Ryan Reynolds, you fucking idiots. Fans also spotted that Lively, author Hoover, and none of the other cast members follow Baldoni on social media. Of course they do. I wouldn't follow him if he looked like this. Oh my God. Lively also used her powers as a producer. Oh wait, the Hollywood Reporter confirmed that in August, a rift between Lively, who also served as a producer on the film, and Baldoni was in fact real. Lively also used her powers as a producer to commission a completely new cut of the movie from film editor Shane Reed, who cut her husband's Ryan Reynolds hit Deadpool and Wolverine. There is no indication whether anything from Reed's cut was used in the movie, which was credited to editors Una Flaherty and Rob Sullivan. Unlike many projects where the controversy affects the box office, It Ends With Us emerged a box office hit despite mixed reviews. It scored just 57% on Rotten Tomatoes, blah, blah, blah. Daily Mail has approached Baldoni's representatives for comment. Okay, so here's the deal. That's Justin Baldoni. This is the guy. This dude is the guy that got all of my traffic for a year. Just when I thought all of my post-election cycle Christmas presents had been unwrapped, I got another one. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with all of this. But again, as I've one of my, I guess, maxims has been that once a guy decides that he's going to be a male feminist, that's when the clock starts ticking towards his sexual harassment charges. And now as I said, the chickens have come home to roost with Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. There's more to this, by the way. I keep saying, like, people like this was like yesterday's article. There's some other ones that have come out, and it's really interesting, like how this guy really wanted to show her like nudes and talk about his porn addiction and everything else. And I'm just like, yeah, I want to point out a couple of other things that guys like Justin Baldoni are what we call cuttlefish. Cuttlefish. Why do they call it a cuttlefish? Okay, well, cuttlefish do have a peculiar habit, male cuttlefish, like beta male cuttlefish. When it comes to spawning season, the males and the females sort of like commingle themselves together, but the less desirable ones are the ones that usually get cut out, culled from the herd, right? Well, what happens is male cuttlefish have this really interesting way of or a mating strategy, let's just say. And what they do is they disguise themselves as females. And so they look like a female, they act, they send out the proteins and the hormone, whatever it is that the cuttlefish do, female cuttlefish do, right? So they effectively become very convincing facsimiles of female cuttlefish. And so what happens is then once all the male cuttlefish are gone, then surprise, motherfucker, we're a male cuttlefish. And then the male cuttlefish are in the population of the female cuttlefish. And then the strategy, should it go according to plan, then they get to mate with the other females because they were identifying literally as females. And so that's like, it's what is known as sneaky fucker mating strategy, which is, by the way, that's not Jordan Peterson. That was Gad Saad. And Gad Saad was actually quoting other evolutionary psychologists who It might have been. No, I know it was. It was Steve Stewart Williams in Ape That Understood the Universe. He's the one that actually came up with the cuttlefish example, right? So what happens is you have male feminists who literally go to the extent of becoming or identifying with the feminine so fucking thoroughly that they become effectively female. And they might look male. I mean, Baldoni, if he's still got 5 o'clock shadow, I guess he doesn't have tits or anything like that, but they literally, it becomes in there when men are so sexually reproductively unsuccessful, the idea of becoming more like the women that they want to get with seems like logic. And I have to say that that's actually been a big part of what blue pill sort of conditioning has taught young men for a long time. I just got that question a little while ago about like, is blue pill, does that make you more suggestive or whatever it was? And I was like, no, it's actually conditioning. And that conditioning starts when a boy is like 5 years old and Johnny is taught as a defective girl. Learn like a girl, behave more like a girl, think more, like make women your mental point of origin. We were talking about that. And you effectively, those men who were raised to be defective girls become women who are defective men, men who are defective women. Justin Baldoni is a defective woman. And so what happens is when you get in, when you put a guy like that into a position of power, you give him money, you give him some sort of prestige of some kind, all of the things that guy's carrying with him get amplified to the nth degree. So I've said this on a few occasions, like when I discussed Too Much, Too Young, Too Fast. Like if I look at, like, say, a guy like Jordan Peterson, before he was Jordan Peterson, was a guy who was working at Toronto, Ontario college, professorship, probably made maybe $80,000 a year, maybe $100,000. I don't know. Still a well-liked teacher. But then once he became Jordan Peterson, he went from making $80,000 a year to making $80,000 a month on Patreon. And that's just Patreon. And then he's doing these world tours with Dave Rubin, and he's playing to, he's basically going and doing his shtick, what he was doing in the professorship, to live audiences and making like millions and millions of dollars. But he also has a benzodiazepine addiction. Guess what? That spiraled out of hand because he took that with him into his new success. So now you've got a guy like Justin Baldoni here, who is a male feminist, who is effectively a defective woman, and carrying over all of that baggage and all of that shit into this new position where he is comfortable and showing Blake Lively, of all fucking people, nudes, and we want more oral sex, and we want more climaxing, and we want more this, we want more that. Now, wouldn't you say Kyle, didn't you say your girlfriend read the book and that the book wasn't?
Yeah, it's not exactly the same as it's like portrayed in there, because you're seeing it in the eyes of the woman.
Right.
So you don't get to see the abuse like you read it in the book. Mm-hmm. So a lot of it's also cut out. Ryle's not supposed to be this six-packed out dude that's like pulling out. He's supposed to be this charming.
He's not Christian Grey.
Yeah, exactly. And they just cut out a lot of things, especially with like Blake Lively shouldn't have been casted. First of all, that's what everyone hates. She's too old.
Oh, to play that role?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She should be like in the 28, early 30s, right? She looks 40.
Right.
And then there were so many criticisms between the book and the actual movie. Mm-hmm. I think the movie never did the book justice in that aspect. Mm-hmm. I still think the book shit, but
your girlfriend read it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you know this. It's
exactly. That's the only reason
Kyle
why
does not really care about the book.
I don't read, okay? I don't read that.
I read Warhammer books. Exactly. I don't read this shit. Yes. No, the reason I was asking is because, like, what got me was the fact that Justin Baldoni felt it was necessary to focus more on like the male abusive nature of the whole thing, right? Because the dude is basically self-loathing. He's a masculinity apologist is what he is. I'm sorry for the abuses of my brothers. I'll try to help them. It's like Mark Manson started doing the same thing for a while. Like Mark Manson was worth a read for a while, and then he kind of went the Matt Hussey route, right? It's like one of these guys. There's Matt Hussey pioneered this, right? It's the guy, the good-looking dude who does seminars and shit like that. But it's nothing but women in the seminars, right? And it's like he starts talking about male nature and female nature and everything else. And it sounds like it's something you might like want to listen to until he gets to the point where it's like, don't worry, ladies, I'm going to tell all these rat bastard fucking, screw offs here what you really want in a guy, and I'll get them to shape up, and then they'll be appropriate for you, right? That's his selling point, is like he's going to fix men to be better, like more eligible bachelors for you, you aged out spinsters. Never happen.